Hey folks, this is Ben Gussel. How's it going? I'm gonna make another video, I think, here in a little bit, a little while, possibly. We'll see. I want to go to a park around here and that sort of thing. Something a little different visually. Um, this is gonna be a short video. At least I think it is. I never really know sometimes. My older videos in the past sometimes are more organized. There is sometimes an attitude that is I keep coming across in YouTube. And there's a very specific attitude I'm going to call out here. I have to mention this one thing. So some of us are kinder, some of us not so much. Some of us are a little bit more intelligent socially or in other respects. Others of us not so much. Whether or not you fall into any of these categories or whatever, there's one tendency that I keep noticing over and over again, all the time. It's shockingly idiotic. Like somebody with IQ over 110 or 120. Well, I'll say 110. Well, even say 100. Engages in this sort of thing constantly. It is assuming way too much about somebody from some little impression they have of them on YouTube. Way too much. Now, there are comments, I think, that are more insightful, that are definitely premature. Generally, you can tell. Here's the deal with online stuff. In real life, when you don't know somebody and you have a first impression of them, and I'm just going to say this right off the bat too, when you know someone in real life, with these first impressions, they can mean something, but it's very variable how true they really are. There's often some truth to them, but there's always a lot more to learn about somebody. Always. You can't know everything about somebody. You can't even know most of something about somebody from first impression. On rare occasions, maybe you can. I don't know. But people put way too much stock in first impressions because it's exhausting to get to know everybody in the entire world for years and years and years. It's exhausting. So what do we do? Because it's just time. We're constrained for time. When we're interacting with everybody, we have these gut instinct reactions to people. This is the entire time I've been on YouTube. I've been seeing this over and over again. And most of the people that make these comments are, one, not very insightful. I mean, in real life, they also probably get the wrong idea about people to begin with. So, and this is something other than just some kind of social learning condition issue or whatever. Or I'm not talking about any of that stuff, or not even Downs. No, I'm not just talking about people that just either have really bad vibes with them and just, I don't know. Of course, what's even worse is if somebody does understand what somebody really is like, and they're still a scumbag. That's far worse, in my opinion. But there are still too many people that are knuckleheads. They'll say dumb crap on YouTube. YouTube doesn't do a thing about it, or maybe only for the most serious things. It's only hurting YouTube. The more this happens that goes unchecked, the more people are leaving YouTube every day. I'm not saying things are better somewhere else. I'm just saying this is the one thing I hate about YouTube. I mean, more than almost anything else. It's this. I don't do this for a living. I just want free communication with people. There are always options and things you can do. But I mean, it's just endless. It's endless. And this is from adults. This is like if you have a disagreement with someone. Some people honestly just can't control themselves. Some people cannot recognize when somebody actually has real knowledge in some area. Some people are so dense they can't even do that. I'm surprised at how supposedly intelligent some people are, and then they can't even gather for themselves what somebody's actual knowledge is in some area. That is surprisingly dense. That's shockingly dense for how intelligent someone should be. I mean, I kind of feel like this is something that's more of a very pathetic thing rather than something evil or immoral. That's the evil and moral stuff. That's a almost different matter entirely. This is just frustrating. It's not troubling. It's not especially hurtful necessarily. It's just kind of annoying and frustrating. But more extreme when you have these self-important holes. Like there's just so. You see this more with the 20-something, crowd. Teens and 20-somethings. They think they know everything. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. And there are some that really are very intelligent. And you can tell when someone's very, very intelligent or very aware, insightful, all this stuff, creative, whatever. You can tell. I mean, it doesn't take too long to figure that out. You go watch someone's videos, you can tell when somebody's, it's not a question of how they're saying things. It's a question of what they're saying. Does anybody at this point really honestly believe I have an IQ lower than 100 right now? No. Someone with an IQ lower than 100, they can't do anything about it. As far as I know, I mean, there are little things, minor things you could do. We are still trying to understand the brain better and better. But no, you guys should definitely catch on to the fact that I'm not that kind of person. I'm not in that situation. Some people are just naturally in that situation, biologically. Someone who has Down syndrome does not speak like I do. If you guys have seen the more of my videos you've seen, the more you understand what kind of person I am. You can say other things about me that probably are more accurate, and I'd say, yep, you're probably right. But so much of what you have to say probably doesn't have anything to do with character. Probably has a lot to do with what I'm interested in. What's my general range of intelligence? It's true, people like Dolph Lundgren, they're pretty darn intelligent. I would feel, wow, this guy, he's peerish to maybe definitely my senior, both in age and also in IQ. His IQ is through the roof, by the way. And I also like the man. So, I look up to Dolph, sure, physically and otherwise. But he's like IQ of 150, 160. I mean, it's just sky high. I've had piano students that have higher IQs than I do. But they're young, they're little kids. That's why I'm teaching them. High IQ happens. Low IQ happens. All this is kind of just the way people are. Everybody's a little different. But what people can control, if you just aren't very insightful, if you just are prone to just saying crap, just don't. Save people the grief. If what you have to say is a little bit more accurate, some people just can't handle it. I realize that there's some thin-skinned people out there, and I'm fairly thin-skinned as people go as well. But what I have to say, I think generally I'm pretty sure I have more insight than most folks. So then, therefore, what I have to say can be more barbed that way. Because I have more insight. I really do. I can tell what's going on with people. So it's a responsibility. Increased intelligence, with increased intelligence comes increased responsibility. Obviously. It doesn't change the fact. It's like we're all thrown into the same big pen. Doesn't matter if you're 80, 20, 15, or 50. Doesn't matter what your grad degree is, of course, but that doesn't really matter anyway. And it doesn't matter how polite or rude you are. YouTube just goes through endless crap. Personally, I know it sounds like crazy, but hey, if someone's a repeat offender, they keep starting these YouTube channels, they keep getting booted out, they get a new internet connection, and they start some other new thing, and then they keep doing the same thing over and over again. I just think that the permanent solution is, in the future, you want to talk about microchips and the Illuminati, just get people that are bullies, just freaking annoying on YouTube and online in general. Just put a chip in them. And that chip, communicates with every single device they're ever on. They're not allowed. You know, maybe people lose their internet privileges. Period. Forever. You know, if they've done bad enough stuff. Maybe this is a future technology. Maybe you guys don't want to think about the reality of this sort of thing. You know, I mean, I'd rather not coerce people into behaving. But again, this is why people just leave YouTube. Otherwise, well-meaning good people, and we continue to have a cesspool of humanity here, so to speak. Any thoughts or comments below? Catch you guys later. Take care.